Thank you for joining us for another episode of Experience, Strength, and Hope podcast. My name is Catherine, and our host Tony will be joining us shortly. Our goal is to bring stories that make you laugh, smile, and even cry, but most of all, give you hope. Please don't forget to support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Again, I'm Catherine, and I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Please, let's focus on our mental health. And I'm not just saying this because it's just a big thing to say, hey, look, I'm concerned about my mental health. It's my mental health because it's like a fad right now. But I'm serious about it. I've been doing this over 19 years in this field. But I've been living my life for over 60 years in dealing with mental health. I dealt with, as a kid, I couldn't focus. I couldn't do nothing. I never knew what was wrong with me and the behavior problems that I may have had. But I wish I knew what I know now. I wish somebody would have told me and helped bring these things together for me now. But, let's focus, especially the men, let's focus on our mental health. And it's nothing wrong. Get away from the stigma. That's what the whole thing about Black Indigenous People of Color Month. The whole thing is about getting away from those stigmas, getting away from the, I don't see therapists, whether you're Black or brown. Getting away from the fact that, in my family, we talk to each other. We go to the bishop. We go to the pastor. We talk to the priest. No, sometimes you need to talk to other people. And sometimes you need help getting that chemical imbalance fixed up there. You got that Lipitor for that cholesterol. You got that metformin for that pre-diabetes. And you got all those other medicine to fix those organs. But when this organ come into play, oh no, I don't take no medication. I don't deal with none of that. I ain't letting nobody mess up my mind. I'm not an advocate that push medication, but I do push getting some help. And you may need a little something. And I'm not talking about trying to do it the rest of your life. I'm saying you're going to be on medication the rest of your life. But I will say this. In some areas of your life when you feel suicide, like all hope is lost. They felt hopelessness. That's what mental health is. It's not all this stuff on TV when everybody say, oh yeah, I took a vacation in Martin Colorado, France, so I can work on my mental health. But focusing on your mental health and saying, what are my needs? Not just supplying your needs. What are my needs mentally? What are my needs to help me pull myself out of depression? Because some of us face these depressions and anxiety. We don't know what to do when we're bouncing off the wall. We're trying to do 30 things at once. We go upstairs to vacuum, and then we end up making the bed. And then we say, oh, well, I was supposed to vacuum. So you run downstairs to get something to drink. You start drinking water, and you start doing the dishes. You start doing the dishes. You say, oh, man, I was upstairs vacuuming. Then all these things. Some of us don't know how to handle that. And it creates anxiety attacks and, feeling of I can't get things accomplished. Those affect our mental health. Our depression. And I'm not just talking about when someone passes away in your family, but when you start feeling hopelessness. You're not happy anymore. You go into the job happy, you get home happy. You just feel like I'm just living day to day. And then when the weekend comes, you're only happy because you don't want to live for the weekend. You just want to lay down and get away from life's problem. And I understand that. I've been there. Recently, I've been there numerous times. I've had excellent therapists and I had terrible therapists. But I had excellent therapists in my time who understood me and allowed me to say what I want to say. And I'm not saying that you can't talk to your bishop, your pastor, your priest. But I'm saying sometimes you need to talk to other people besides mom and dad, and which is good. It's always good to call mom because I do. But sometimes I might want to talk to somebody else and find out what path do I might need some type of intake or evaluation, find out what path. Am I on the path to where I need therapy? medication or whatever it may be, any type of group activities, group counseling, group therapy, peer groups, a peer mentor. It could be anything. That's what mental health is. It's not getting on the Tonight Show and saying, we need to focus on my mental health because I focus on my mental health, like the superstars say. But it's us that's out here in the trenches that need it. Let me put you up on game on a little something here. I've been there, and I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to feel hopeless. I know what it feels like to be hit from every angle, from work, home, church, family, friends, and say, man, don't nobody care about me. Not saying that I'm going to kill myself, but I don't want to be here. Been there. But I thank God, my family and friends for being able to recover. And I'm still in recovery. I'm recovering every day from everything that's happened. My mental health is recovering. I'm going to just get over it like people say, oh, I'm done with it. I'm out of it. I've recovered from my mental health problem. I'm constantly recovering because I'm constantly out here amongst everything in the world against life's problems and struggle. But I know where to go. My African American people, brothers, my Hispanic brothers and sisters, don't be afraid. Don't hold back. I watched this guy have a full breakdown on live while he was going live in the streets doing things. And it led up to him, first the alcohol that he was continually consumed that he usually don't. And I watched him turn and do everything that he's against. He's all about positive vibes, as they say. And it turned completely ugly for him to where he used all kind of slurs, language, threats, calls to the police, vulgar language, doing things in public to where it ruined everything that he had built his reputation up on in a matter of minutes. And no one was there. I mean, it was plenty of people there, but no one was there to say, hey, let's get him help. Turn this camera off. It's not funny. You want to watch it because you get more views. But this man is having a full breakdown on live, and it bothered me. And I sent him so many messages. The next day, I sent a message. And when he finally went back, it was a completely different person. I told him, I said, bro, your apology was excellent. It was great. And anybody can recover. It's always another day. If you get there the next day. I'm not saying it's promises because the next day is not promised. But if you get there, it's always that day that you have that you can ask for forgiveness or apologies from the people that you're offended. Not just say, oh, well, I ask God to forgive me, but those people that you have hurt along the way. I apologize to them. You had to do it. That's part of your recovery. That's part of recovery. Of going back. I'm going to make amends with these people. I'm going to admit to myself that I have a problem. I'm going to admit it to somebody else. And then I'm going to step back and take a survey of myself and the things that I did and go back out there and make amends and fix some things. I may not fix them. I'm going to ask them to forgive me. I don't mean they're going to forgive me. But I did my part. You can recover. You can recover from alcoholism, drugs. When I say recover, I mean, you're going to still be in recovery. It's going to be a daily battle, a daily struggle. But you can recover from drinking, smoking, doing drugs. You can do it one day at a time, every day. I may be clean today, but I could wake up dirty tomorrow because all I got to do is take that one drink, smoke that one joint, or do that one line of cocaine, and I'm right back where I started again. So it's every day. It's one day at a time. I'm recovering daily. But I'm also trying to help others recover and get to that point. Let's get this right. It all comes in together. You think you just like drinking? You think you just like, my problem is drinking? No, your problem is something else. We just don't want to admit it. But the alcohol is what's giving me comfort. The drugs is what's giving me comfort. That woman, Sally and Susie, that I'm chasing and laying up with, that's what's giving me comfort. It's a whole nother problem that I'm dealing with. But when I'm with Sally, Susie, John, Bob, whoever you're with, when I'm with the cocaine, when I'm with the Jim Beam, when I'm with the Hennessy, when I'm with the Kush or whatever y'all got out there, when I'm with those things, those other things is taking my mind away from that problem that's really out there. And what that problem was a traumatic experience in my life, what I'm doing now is helping me not think about that. And you may not be thinking about that at that time, but it's helping me hide what's really there. Because I don't want to admit it to myself. So we always say, oh, drinking is my problem. No, drinking is not your problem. Drinking is just your antidote to what you've been using. The problem is deeper than that, brother. And that's why I say, in this mental health recovery, it's going to take more than you saying, I don't drink no more. I'm going to just stop drinking. And that's going to help me. It's going to take more than that. It's going to take a little bit of therapeutic involvement to help you recover. It's going to take peer groups. It's going to take social interaction. The best thing you can do is get involved with other people socially that are going through what you have been through or been through what you're there. Not those that are going to pull you down, but those who are trying to make the same. But those who are trying to strive to what you strive forward also, like you've been doing it. And a lot of times they have mental health recovery groups too, and a lot of different places. So you can do it. I've went on a lot longer than I want to on this. And so now what was going to just be a short clip is turned into a long essay or message. But I just wanted to let you know, if not as bad as it seems, you can recover. Thank you. Be real, most of all. I want you to be strong. I want you to be courageous, but most of all, be real. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Experience, Strength, and Hope podcast. I'm your host, Tony DeMera, and I appreciate you taking time out to listen to the things that I had for you today. Please like, follow, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. I'm Tony DeMera, and you can reach me at bigdog0862@me.com. Thank you. And remember, be strong, be courageous, but be real. Back in that